A man in a disheveled suit grips another man by his tie on the edge of a rooftop. The second man dangles helplessly, reveal Dae-su for the first time. Wild hair, tired eyes, a face full of rage. Dae-su, earlier that same night, drunk and rowdy in a police station. He slams his fists on the counter, yelling. Officers try to restrain him, but he makes a mess of everything, babbling nonsense, causing chaos. Finally, he's released after a friend bails him out. He stumbles into the rainy night, still loud, still drunk, still obnoxious. Dae-su's friend finally calms him down, while Dae-su holds a payphone receiver, calling home. Suddenly, a shadowy figure approaches. Before Dae-su realizes, a cloth is pressed against his mouth. The gift box drops into a puddle, soaking its ribbon. Dae-su wakes in a dim, windowless room. He bangs on the door, shouting, demanding answers. No one comes. The only sound is the faint hum of the television. His fists bleed against the walls, his screams swallowed by silence. Montage begins, trays of food sliding under the door. Dae-su eating mechanically, other times throwing it against the wall in rage. He scratches tally marks into the wall. Days turning into months, months into years. Dae-su sits in front of the TV, eyes glued to the screen. News anchors age, pop stars rise and fall, events of history unfold, but all through a glass box. He sees reports of his wife's murder. He screams as the anchor reads his name as the prime suspect. His fists slam the TV. Alone in his cell, he realizes the world believes he killed her. Time passes. Dae-su trains relentlessly. He writes in journals, scribbles confessions, and revenge fantasies. He grows thinner, stronger, his eyes burning with rage. Occasionally, gas fills the room. Dae-su collapses, drifting into strange dreams, whispers, visions of a faceless man. His memory blurs, reality bends. He wakes each time uncertain of what's real, what's illusion. Dae-su lies on his prison bed, exhausted, when a sudden drowsiness overcomes him. A faint wisp of gas seeps into the room. His eyes flicker. He wakes up inside a large black trunk. The sound of air rushing fills his ears. The trunk creaks open and the blinding sunlight floods in. Dae-su shields his eyes. It's the first real daylight he's seen in 15 years. Around him, the world buzzes with life, the hum of neon, but he looks completely alien to it. On the edge of the rooftop, he sees a man dangling by his tie over the building, about to jump. Dae-su instinctively grabs the tie and pulls the stranger back up. The two men lock eyes, breathing heavily. The rescued man, trembling, mutters his story. He's ruined, hopeless. Dae-su listens silently, eyes glazed, his own trauma making him seem almost indifferent. Lingers on Dae-su's face as he smokes a cigarette, watching the cityscape, barely reacting. It's as if he can't decide whether this world is real or just another layer of the prison. Dae-su now walks the city streets, his face haggard. Crowds brush past him without a second glance. He looks around at the neon signs. Hungry, Dae-su stumbles into a small sushi restaurant. He sits awkwardly at the counter. The chef greets him, but he doesn't answer properly. His words are clipped, mechanical, as if he's forgotten how to speak normally. He leans forward and tells the young sushi chef, Mi-do, in a flat, almost chilling tone, "I want to eat something alive." The chef, unsettled, serves him a wriggling octopus. Without hesitation, Dae-su grabs it, stuffs it into his mouth, tentacles wrapping around his face as it fights to escape. His eyes water, but he keeps eating until it's gone. Later, Dae-su answers a ringing phone in the restaurant. On the other end, a calm, mocking voice greets him. It's his captor, Lee Woo-jin. Dae-su stares at the receiver, his expression hardening. He clenches his fist. The transformation from helpless prisoner to vengeful hunter begins. As the phone clicks dead, Dae-su's gaze sharpens. He steps out of the restaurant into the neon-lit night, no longer staggering, but walking with purpose. The world feels surreal. Car horns, flashing signs, but his eyes stay locked forward. His prison may be gone, but the fire inside him is sharper than ever. Dae-su tracks his captors to a mysterious building. Armed with nothing but a hammer, he enters a dimly lit hallway. A group of thugs swarm him. He cracks one across the jaw, another in the ribs. More pile in, and the fight spills into a desperate brawl. He takes hits, he falls, but he always gets back up. The men groan on the floor behind him. Dae-su stands, bloodied but unbroken, hammer still in his grip. He eats at a dumpling shop, tasting each bite carefully, until he recognizes the exact flavor from his imprisonment. His search leads him across the city, following the smallest crumbs left by his unseen enemy. Dae-su collapses in exhaustion at a restaurant table. The young sushi chef, Mi-do, watches him with a mix of pity and unease. Later, she finds him again, vulnerable and trembling from the weight of his ordeal. Against her instincts, she takes him in, offering comfort. The two begin a fragile bond, hesitant touches, long silences. For the first time since his release, Dae-su feels something other than rage. Connection. The phone rings again. It's his captor's voice, smooth, mocking. The man taunts him, offering riddles instead of answers. He tells Dae-su he's getting closer, but reminds him that every step forward only deepens the trap. Dae-su grips the receiver, his knuckles white, veins bulging in his temples. His voice shakes with fury. "Who are you? Why me?" But the line cuts, leaving him alone with nothing but silence. Dae-su stares at a slip of paper, a final clue in his trembling hands. His lips curl into a grim smile. He mutters to himself, "I will kill him." Dae-su follows his final clue to a towering glass skyscraper. He enters through the lobby, passing silent security guards who don't even try to stop him. It's almost as if they were expecting him. An elevator ride upward. The numbers tick slowly. The humming grows louder. The elevator doors open. Sitting casually in a leather chair is Lee Woo-jin. Younger than expected, composed, almost smiling. Dae-su charges at him, hammer raised, but Woo-jin presses a button on a remote. A sudden sound fills the room. Mi-do's voice, crying. On a monitor, footage plays of her restrained. Dae-su freezes. His hand trembles. Woo-jin smirks. Woo-jin, calm, collected, unfazed. Dae-su, desperate, seething, confused. The balance of power is crystal clear. Woo-jin strolls through the room, speaking with calm amusement. He mentions details of Dae-su's imprisonment, what he ate, what he watched, even the number of times he tried to kill himself. He tells Dae-su, "You've been exactly where I wanted you." Woo-jin finally lays out his cruel game. Find out why you were imprisoned. If Dae-su solves the mystery, Woo-jin promises he will kill himself. If not, Mi-do dies. Woo-jin presses the remote again. His fury has nowhere to go. He is trapped. Dae-su sits alone, drenched in sweat, scribbling names and places from his past in frantic handwriting. The walls around him are plastered with notes, photographs, and strings connecting memories like a detective's map. Dae-su returns to his old high school. walking the halls like a ghost. As he peers into classrooms, memories flicker. Young Dae-su laughing, whispering, teasing classmates. He questions old acquaintances, their faces blurred by time. A thread begins to form. Someone from his youth. Someone whose life was destroyed. Through whispers and fragmented recollections, Dae-su recalls a girl, Lee Soo-ah, a classmate shrouded in scandal. A flashback plays, young Dae-su stumbling upon her in a compromising situation. Gossip spilling from his lips like wildfire. The memory hits him like a thunderclap. His careless words spread a rumor that ruined her life. Back in the present, Dae-su connects the dots. Soo-ah's brother, Lee Woo-jin, as realization dawns. His tormentor is not a stranger, but the boy who once stood silently beside his sister. Images flash, young Woo-jin watching, seething, while his sister's reputation, and eventually her life, collapsed under the weight of Dae-su's words. It was just a rumor. Just a rumor. Mi-do kneels beside him, holding him, but her touch only deepens the sense of dread. Dae-su receives another call. Woo-jin's voice is calm, almost playful. "You've done well. Come, I'll give you the answer." Dae-su, trembling but determined, makes his way back to the penthouse. The elevator ride feels endless, his reflection fractured in the mirrored walls. The penthouse is dimly lit this time. Soft classical music hums in the background. Woo-jin greets him not as an enemy, but almost as a host, smiling, offering him a drink. On the table between them, a photo album. Woo-jin slides the album toward Dae-su. With shaking hands, Dae-su opens it. Inside, photos of Mi-do, childhood, teenage years, her adulthood. Page after page, her life documented. Dae-su's eyes widened in horror. His lips tremble as realization crashes over him. Flashbacks intercut, his tender moments with Mi-do, now twisted, recontextualized, unbearable to watch. He claws at his face, his voice cracking, "No, no, it can't be." Woo-jin watches with satisfaction. He simply relishes Dae-su's destruction. He explains calmly, Dae-su spread the rumor that led to Soo-ah's shame. In return, Woo-jin built a prison. His revenge wasn't just to cage Dae-su, it was to make him destroy the person he loved most without knowing it. Dae-su drops to his knees before Woo-jin, sobbing uncontrollably. His pride gone, his rage gone, only desperation remains. He begs Woo-jin not to tell Mi-do. He presses his forehead to the floor, barking like a dog, humiliating himself, offering anything to keep her in ignorance. His voice cracks. "Please, let her live in happiness. Don't tell her." Woo-jin kneels beside him, almost tenderly, brushing Dae-su's hair like a parent soothing a child. He whispers in his ear, "Your punishment is complete." Then he stands, leaving Dae-su crumpled on the floor. Dae-su's twisted, sobbing face. The once vicious avenger, now reduced to a hollow shell of a man. Woo-jin stepping into the elevator, calm, composed, as if nothing happened. The elevator doors close on his satisfied smirk. Inside the elevator, Woo-jin stands alone. For a moment, he looks like a man finally at peace, but his reflection in the mirrored wall stares back hollowly. He lowers his eyes, and something in his calm exterior flickers. The sterile hum of the elevator transforms into something softer, familiar. A woman's laugh. He sees her, Soo-ah, his sister. His lips tremble, his eyes glisten. But then, the memory shatters. Her face, twisting into horror, her body falling, the sound of bones breaking on the pavement below. Woo Jin blinks hard, his smile collapsing. The elevator doors open. A deafening bang. Blood sprays across the pristine white leather. His body slumps to one side, eyes frozen in emptiness. Back in the penthouse, Oh Dae-su collapses to the floor. His sacrifice falls into emptiness. Time shifts. Dae-su finds Mido waiting in a snow-covered wilderness, the world blanketed in white silence. When she sees him, she smiles with pure relief and joy. She runs into his arms, wrapping herself around him tightly. His face is buried in her shoulder, contorted with grief. She whispers gently, words of love, words of trust. To her, he is still her savior, her anchor. To him, she is both salvation and curse. His smile is both tragic and terrifying. Snow falls heavier. The world grows quieter. Their embrace is frozen in time. The story ends, not with answers, not with justice,